Hello there, welcome back. I thought I'd come out today because I was so annoyed or irritated by the gel cubes trying to cook with them. So today I'm going to try a new innovation. Well, it's not that new, other people have used it I think. And it's the BCB platform with the Trangia burner slotted in and a couple of brackets to lift the BCB mug and frying pan off the flame slightly, and so it should cook really efficiently. Mark II does all that for you anyway, but Mark I BCB, with the one I have, you have to adapt it to make it happen. Stay with me that I can watch and learn with you. Now to find a nice cosy little corner in the forest. Beautiful pine forest this is. Yep, I thought I'd seen a badger here not so long ago, and I can see fresh evidence of it having been to the lavatory this morning. We better leave it in peace and let it get on with its simple life. I do like the Scottish wildlife, badgers, hares and foxes, because like a bushcrafter they kind of keep out of your way and they know how to work the plantations and forest for their comfort, and they're quite secluded creatures, although quite sociable when it's their turn to be sociable. So there's lots of similarities between semi-solitary bushcrafting types and my three favourite mammals. So I think I've found an ideal spot to pitch down for a quick lunch, or should I say breakfast. I haven't had lunch yet or breakfast, so why don't you join me? Look at this nice selection of trees to sit against, sheltered, and so I think this is the pitch. So let's just unpack and settle in. One of the nice things about wearing waterproofs is you don't have to carry anything else really. It's like a walking bivvy bag. You can just hunker down anywhere, sit down and make yourself comfortable without worrying about anything. So however, let's get set up now with the stove. Clearly my beagle friend is aware that there's a badger nearby, so will not stay for long and will not be too noisy. Actually, I had a story recently from a friend of mine who had two terriers, and the badger that she came across in the forest attacked the terriers in self-defense. The badger went for it tooth and claw. The badger won and scared the terriers off. So they can be quite stroppy if you have a dog or a terrier with you, if they're defending their own young perhaps. So we won't hang around too long here. So what I've decided to do is open up the crossbar to allow a bit of height for the mess to have space to burn. And what I found on the internet was, of course, a bracket which fits perfectly. You can find them easily if you look up Trangia burners, accessories, Amazon. So I reckon for a slow fry up I'll probably need about 2 files of fuel, and so I might as well just get it all cracking to start with. I've left a 3rd file of fuel for my brew up after my breakfast. Guess what is for breakfast? Sausage and egg on wholemeal, homemade bread. A little bit of fibre, the rest is totally unhealthy. But hey, this is a special occasion. Right then, here we go, let's try and light it. I haven't got a cigarette lighter with me. I have to say that was really quite difficult to light, but it is possible. So a match or a lighter is advisable. It lights reasonably well in warmer weather because the vapour is more generous with the evaporation. However, that's it lit. That's the bracket in place. And now for the non-stick frying pan, which is fairly stable if you set it up correctly. As you can see. And then a little olive oil. Stop everything sticking. That's quite a lot of olive oil, probably about half a teaspoonful, never mind. We'll survive. So that's warming up nicely. We want to have a fairly slow cook, and I thought I should use the slow cook system on top here, but then it means the frying pan's too close to the system, so I'm just going to put up with a fairly full burn. Did you hear that in the background? I'm not sure what it is. I think it's either a water hen or moor hen, some kind of small feral duck, but it's got a laugh, a bit like a cartoon version of ducks, or a bit like an old lady laughing at you. That's probably what it is. It's probably an old lady. So the sun is finally coming through, kindly shining through the trees. Quite beautiful this time of year as well. The nice thing about coming to a forest, of course, is protection from the open air, wind and weather. It was quite bitter coming in here initially. I didn't bring my gloves, stupidly, and it was freezing. However, it's sheltered in here and rather pleasant. The forest is quite definitely falling well asleep, and the first blizzards are forecast. We were forecast sleet and snow on the hills, I think 2 days ago when I did the filming up on the moors, but it didn't materialise. But today's another day where winter weather is predicted. But while I wait for my sausages to gather pace, let's have a little look around the forest and see some of the undergrowth, see what condition it's in. The nice thing about this time of year, early December, is there are no bugs to think about. I think ticks are still around, but they're not as active as they might be in the warmer months. Although these little sporks are, sporks I should call them, are really lightweight and good fun, they're really not suitable for long-term use because they can get damaged very easily. The slightest heat, of course, and they melt and get blunted. And I had one snap on them the other day as well, so I'm going to get myself one of those metal sporks. At least it's going to have a longer lifespan. You get the sausages half cooked. You've heard the term, we're cooking on gas, which means success. I suppose that's when people first started getting gas installed into their household kitchens, and so they're now saying cooking on gas. That's probably from the 1930s or somewhere around there, or earlier, probably 1900. So as a bushcrafter, amateur bushcrafter, non-military, enjoyer of military gear and equipment, trying out gear, I can safely say that in 2018 I'm cooking on meths at last. Can't beat it. Some people prefer to drink out of plastic, I do. Metal does, at a push, if you're travelling ultralight. You cook your food in this and you make your brew in it and you drink out of it, if you're really professional. But I like officer class coffee. Well, the verdict on the cooking system is that it's really difficult to light meths with a ferrocerium rod on its own, unless it's in the twisted rope system inside the BCB platform, which is what I normally use. It lights really quick because the fibres in the rope hold the vapour quite well, and so it lights quite efficiently, maybe 3 or 4 strikes, and it's away instead of 10 or 15 strikes. So if you're going to use a trangia burner, I'd suggest you need a cigarette lighter or a match. If you use matches, you might get some of the carbon debris in the trangia burner, of course, which blocks the convection or the fuel, makes it dirty, I should say. So I think a cigarette lighter is the best option if you're going to use a trangia burner. But in the summer, I think trangias light quite easily. I've seen Wiltshire man using a piece of dry grass or twig, dips it in the mess, lights the twig, ignites the mess, and for him that's the most efficient way that he seems to light his meths. And it's a great fuel and a great slow and long burn if you have bigger cooks and stews to make. It's absolutely necessary to use a trangia burner, or even better still, a twig stove or fire. So till next time, enjoy making your coffees in the country, as I have, having the occasional treat. Don't tell your partner or wife or whoever that you've been eating such things, because they're not good for you. But when you do, occasionally have a fry up in the forest. Enjoy it. Until next time, take care and chin chin.